This is how you're going to activate the king that exists inside of you, and you're going to stop being a slave for the rest of your life. Watch this video to the end, change your life. As you know, you can connect to any frequency in the world. You can connect to any sense of emotion. You can connect to any state of being that you desire. All of these energies are available to you. You can wake up in the morning and choose to feel amazing, or you can wake up in the morning and just default to complete negativity, right? And this ends up dictating and determining your entire destiny. The entire rest of your life and your entire experience of existing depends on your ability to activate yourself and to actually tune into whatever frequency is available in the universe, simply, right? So I'm going to teach you how to activate your king mode. We all have a king inside of us. We all have a slave inside of us. Okay. If you are distracted as you go through life, if you completely default to negative thoughts and you cannot get out of them, what does that sound like to you? That sounds like a slave. A slave basically has no resources, has no energy to change their destiny. And most importantly, a slave is not in control of their destiny. Random thoughts and emotions, the government, whatever is happening outside of them dictates how the slave is going to live. Correct? So, this is the first point that I want to bring out to you guys, the difference between a slave frequency or a slave state of being versus a king state of being. If you walk through life and your predominant state is a state where you are not in control, I'm sorry, but you're connecting to something that is it completely destroys and ignores 90%, 99% of the potential that you have as a human being. You're connected to your slave frequency, my friend. Okay? You need to learn to go through your life from the first day that from the first second you wake up in the morning. You need to understand what a king frequency is. Now, I want you to think of a king for a second. A king wakes up in the morning and he's got a kingdom to manage. He's got resources to manage. And your resources as a king are your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. These are your resources as a king. Everything, my friend, comes from the way you feel inside of your body. You can feel confident like a king. You can feel amazing, or you can feel powerless as a slave. If you feel confident, nothing can stop you in life. If your body feels confident, if your mind can see the possibility, if your soul is striving for something greater than your your own goals, something greater, wanting to serve the world, wanting to build something greater. That's it. That's all you need, isn't it? That's all you need. That's how a king actually lives. So first, you need to understand, am I a slave? Am I being a slave? Am I living like a slave? Am I blaming other people? Or am I a king that takes full responsibility over this amazing journey, amazing opportunity of existing that I've been given? I am the king. I built I build a kingdom for me. This is how you need to this is how you need to live your life. Otherwise, how else do you want to do it? How else? Other things are going to be dictating how you're going to live. You simply cannot accept that, my friend. So let's proceed to number two. You need to awaken your king identity. Realize that you have all of the potentials available inside of you, but you need to wake up feeling like a king. You need to wake up and start tapping into the actual opportunity that you've been given. You know, I I insist in saying this all the time in this channel. When you wake up, as you go through your life, your goals can never be more important than this opportunity that you've been given. It's when you tap into the opportunity that you've been given that you can get ahead of everyone else, that you can think of serving the most amount of people, that you can actually release the energy, the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, soul energy that you need to go through life. Look at every successful person. They're high energy, they're high clarity, they're high state, they're high resilience. A king doesn't fall. A king does not fall. An emperor may fall. Empires may collapse, but kingdoms last forever. And this is what you need to tap into. So wake up and tap into your king identity. Nobody else has to know. You don't need to tell it to anyone else. You need this is me and you right here. You need to wake up and decide to feel like a king, because why not? Don't you understand that your brain is very powerful? Your brain is always waiting it's always waiting to be occupied. If you don't occupy yourself with the king mode, with the king frequency, you're going to default into, you're going to grab something else. Your brain is going to be occupied by a different thing, maybe the slave thing, maybe the slave frequency. Your brain is always going to be occupied by a certain identity. You're always going to hold a certain identity. So why not being the king of your freaking life? Why not being the king of your freaking life? I don't care what your friends think. I don't care. Whatever. Nobody has to know. Become the king. Period. Literally inside of you, you have an ocean of possibilities. You can feel great. Nobody has to know about these things. You can think that you're amazing. This can literally change your destiny forever. Nobody has to know. When you start identifying with the king, you're going to release the king's abilities and the king's resources. You see, when a king wakes up in the morning, he has a natural state of high focus. Or do you think a king wakes up in the morning and just defaults into a circus, entertainment, mindless entertainment, mindless circus? He's not a slave. He's not a beggar. He's not a peasant. Just imagine the Roman Empire. Do you think the king wakes up and does the same thing that the slaves do? The same thing as the peasants do? The beggars? He doesn't. He wakes up feeling amazing, feeling like the king. He wakes up looking at his kingdom. You need to be able to feel these things, brother. You need to be able to understand that if a king wakes up to see his endless fortune, he wakes up in a physical castle. Maybe you don't have a physical castle right now, but you can tap into your mental, emotional, and soul emotional castle, your kingdom that exists inside of you. Believe it or not. Otherwise, you're always going to be falling into the slave mode. Simple as that. So a king holds focus. He knows what to do. He knows how the kingdom was built, and he knows how to proceed. He doesn't fall for cheap distraction. He doesn't fall for cheap stimulus. He also carries a high elevated state. Why? Because he's the king. He's always in his state. He's always within his frame. He never loses frame. How can a king lose his frame? There's nobody above him. The only thing above him is God, the true king. But because he's the king here in his life, he directly receives wisdom from the source, a vertical intelligence, a vertical super intelligence receiving wisdom from the source of God, the true king. This is how the life of a man actually unlocks. Okay? And by the way, the boy needs to surrender to the man as well. And this is not only for guys, by the way. This is for a queen as well. Okay? You know, are you queens out there living like queens, or are you just defaulting into a slave, into a peasant that is mindlessly wandering through the streets? Think about it. The next thing that a king naturally has is he wakes up to a mission, Or you think a king wakes up to do nothing. He's literally the manager of a kingdom. Your life as a man and as a woman is only going to click when you wake up and you realize this is your movie, this is your life, you are the main character, and you have a kingdom to manage. A kingdom. Your thoughts, your emotions, your resources, your money, your physical resources, your business, the things you want to do. That's it, my friend. How else do you want to live? How else do you want to live if not being a king? This is inside of you. This is the only way your life makes sense. It's inside of you. Life is not the burden that you think it is. Life is not the punishment. Life is not even an opportunity. Life is a gift, a privilege, a miracle, a dream. And if you don't understand this, think twice and listen and watch this video again. I'm serious. A king has to have a mission, a true mission. So ask yourself, what is your mission? Ask yourself, what is your level of focus when you wake up in the morning? What is the state that you put yourself in moment after moment after moment? What is the state that you live in, that you operate under as you go through your day? What is it? Do you feel like a king? A king knows that his wealth is reserved for him. A king knows that his true God is with him. A king knows that the right direction is unfolding as he goes. A king knows everything. A king knows that all the pieces on the board are working for him. All he has to do is manage it. And a king knows, most importantly, that his destiny is bright, that his destiny is great, that he's destined for a life of greatness. A king knows his mission. So what is your mission? After that, he knows how to take massive action. Massive action for a king is natural. A king moves armies. A king orders armies. That's how you need to live your life. Maybe you don't have an army right now, but act as you have it. Take massive action. Attack, attack, attack. Take what is yours. Take up your space in life. Take up your space in your dreams. Fight for your dreams. Attract your dreams. Live for your dreams. Live for the mission. Take massive action. And a king, last but not least, a king knows the mechanics of the universe. A king knows how his father, the true God, operates. Through planting and reaping, to sowing and reaping. A king knows that through his action, through his purpose, he's going to do this consistently, day after day after day after day after day. A king thinks in decades. Or do you think a king wants to keep his kingdom for just another day, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, or for the rest of his life? That's his destiny. So whenever you're doing something, whenever you're living, you need to understand that you're going to be doing these things for the rest of your life. You're going to be working on your business for the rest of your life. Do you want to prosper as a king? Do you want to make money? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to live amazingly? Do you want to have a beautiful family? Do you want to plant and have trees, a vast forest of robust and abundant, plentiful trees that give massive fruits? Do you want to live that life or not? This is called prosperity. This is what we call prosperity. The only way to tap into this is tapping into your king mode. Do this and change your life.